Good morning, second graders. I hope you're having a great day so far. So today for math, you are going to be making a resource for yourself for money. Now, I'm kind of a little mad at myself that we didn't do this sooner because we did this yesterday with the in-person kids, and I think that it's really helpful. So we are going to do it today with you. Now, I have included screenshots of these things. My hope was that I wasn't going to include any paper copies of things because they weren't included in the pickup, but I am. So I have attached links, but I have also put a few in a pile on the front table. So if your grown-ups have a chance or want to swing by, this activity is on the front table if that is easier. So today you are going to be making this, a coin matchup, and it's just a different way to show what the different coins are, what their names are, what they look like on the front and the back, and what the values are, and the two ways to write them. So this is what my finished product looks like, and we're going to go step by step so that you know what my expectations are. So it is 2 pages. There's the empty grid to start with, and then all the coins that are all mixed up. So the first thing I want you to do and get before you get started is you obviously need this, but then you need a glue stick, scissors, and then you need a total of 6 crayons. So I want you to use a gray crayon, a brown crayon. This one's gold, but brown. I'll get a brown one. A brown crayon. And then 4 other color crayons. They can be any colors, but I want them to be different than brown and gray. So I'm going to choose green, blue, purple, and yellow. So here are my other 4 colors. All right, I need these first. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to find the coins, so the coins that look like this, and I'm going to color the front of the penny and the back of the penny brown. And then I'm going to color all the rest of my coins gray or silver because that's the color that they actually are. So I'm going to do that real quickly. You could do this too with me. I'm coloring the penny first brown because it's copper in color. And okay, so there was the penny. And now I'm going to put my brown crayon away. I don't need it anymore. And now I'm going to color my other coins. So my quarter, my dime, the back of my quarter. So you should be doing this too. We're doing this together. And this is something that I would have next to me when I'm doing boom cards or Prodigy or solving other problems. You can have this by you and you can use it as a good resource to remind yourself of the values and what they look like. So you really want to make sure that you're filling each box out correctly so that you know the right information. If you accidentally put the 5 cent next to the dime, then it's going to tell you the wrong information. All right, so here it is. I have my pennies brown, and I have my nickel, dime, and quarters gray. Okay, now here's where your other 4 colors come in. So remember, I chose blue, green, yellow, and purple. You don't have to use those colors. You can use any 4 other colors. But you're going to choose 1 color at a time, so I'm going to start with purple. And anything on my grid that means penny, I'm going to color the background or that whole square purple. So here's what it's going to look like. This right here, 1 cent. Well, a penny is worth 1 cent, so I'm going to color that whole square. So anything that means penny. Now you could go along and do that on your own, or you could wait for me and double check, because remember, I want you to make sure that you have the correct information on your resource. Resources are helpful tools, and it's only a helpful tool if it's correct. So So I really want you to make sure that it is correct. So there's 5 squares that mean things that related to penny. There's 5 squares that are nickel squares. There are 5 squares that are dime squares. And there are 5 squares that are quarters squares. So it will be 5, 5, 5, and 5. All right, I'm almost done with my penny. I'm doing my last square. And then when I'm done with this crayon, I can put it away because none of the other boxes are going to be purple, because the only purple boxes are the boxes that are penny. Okay, so here's what it looks like. 1 cent, the front of a penny, how you would write penny using the $sign, the back of a penny, and the word penny. All right, so I'm going to put my purple crayon away, and I'm just going to choose one of my other crayons. So this time I'm going to do green, and I'm going to do my nickel. So anything that relates to a nickel, I'm going to color green. Now make sure that you don't accidentally color a quarter or a dime box green. The quarters and nickels look really similar, so really take your time and be careful. You don't want to make a mistake. It's okay if you do, but if you really take your time, I don't think you will. It's when we rush where we make silly mistakes that we know better. All right. So here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oops, I need one more. Where's my 5th guy? 1, 2. Oh, nope, I did all 5. Okay, so there's all 5 for my nickel. The word nickel, 5 cents written with a cent symbol, the back of a nickel, the front of a nickel, and then 5 cents written with the $sign and decimal point. Okay, I'm done with my green crayon. I'm gonna put it away. I'm gonna choose my blue crayon. Now I'm doing everything that's related to a dime or 10 cents. So I'm gonna do that. The whole square. Remember, there's 5 squares that mean dime. Okay, got 3 more, 2 more, one more. All right, so I'm done with my dime. Dime, 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 dime. And the last one is my quarter. I'm going to use yellow. 25 cents. 25 cents. So I would keep this with your school stuff so that when you are practicing, so after you get done with this, there's a different boom deck practice that I want you to do. So this would be a great tool to have by you. I noticed that on today's boom deck there was a coin that we haven't talked about, and that was the $50. It's the big, big, big one, and that's equal to 50 cents. So I should have said that to you before. All right, so we're done with the coloring. Now we're gonna get this guy back out. I need my scissors now. And the easiest way to cut this out is to cut the big box first. So I'm gonna cut all the way around the big box. Okay, so here's my box with the sides cut off. Now I'm going to do strips. That's the next easiest thing. I'm going to go cut, 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 cut. And then I'm going to go from there. So they look like this. I have strips. And now I'm going to go and I'm just going to go cut, 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 so that I have the little squares. Now what I would do once you have your little squares, I would separate them in piles. So I would make a little pile with all the dime things, make a little pile with all the nickel squares, make a little pile with all the penny squares, so on and so forth. so that when it comes time to glue them in your grid, you have them all where you need and you don't have to go searching. And if you keep what you cut out neat and in piles, then you're less likely to lose them, because I know that that can sometimes happen, right? You start cutting and you have all these little pieces, and then when it comes time to glue, you realize, uh-oh, I'm missing something that I need. So here we go. I have all my dime pieces here. They're all going to be the same color, which makes for easy sorting if we've done it correctly. All my quarter pieces are yellow, all my penny pieces are purple, and all my nickel pieces are green. So now it's time to glue. Across the top it says name of coin, front of coin, back of coin, amount using the dollar symbol, and amount with the cent symbol. So I'm going to start with penny because I'm going to go from smallest value to largest value. So here are my pennies. I'm going to first glue in the name of the coin in box 1. So it'll look like this. This very top, name of coin, penny. Then I'm going to find the one that has the front of the penny. I'm going to glue that in the next box. Then the back of a penny. Then the value using the dollar sign. Now be careful because this looks really similar to the dollar sign value of 10 cents. So if it's a penny, it will say dollar sign, decimal point 01. The dime will say dollar sign, decimal point 10. So really be sure of that. Also, I saw a lot of people in person gluing it like this. This is backwards. The dollar sign goes first. When you write it, dollar sign first. But I know it's confusing because the cent sign goes last. They should have made it consistent. So that's what your first row is going to look like in that same exact order. All right, now I'm going to do my nickels. All my nickels are green. So I'm going to find the word nickel first. And I'm going to glue it right under the penny because remember we're going smallest value to largest value. Front of the nickel. And be careful it's not the quarter. Back of the nickel, remember, oops, Monticello. I showed you the back of mine. Mrs. Mean. Sometimes my brain's not there. Then 5 cents with the dollar sign. And then 5 cents with the cent symbol. All right, so here we are now. Now I'm going to get my dime, blue, my word dime, the front of my dime, back of my dime. You might be thinking, Mrs. Bean, you're going so fast. Feel free to pause it whenever you need to. This is the 4th time that I've done this, right? Because I teach math to our class, and then I teach math to Mrs. Risen's class, and then I teach math to Mrs. Redden's class. So I'm in 3 classrooms a day, and I teach really every lesson 4 times because of you guys as well. All right, so my dime row, and then last but not least, my quarters. So the first thing I'm going to do is find my quarter word, or my word for quarter. Then the front of my quarter. One way to tell that it's a quarter is that it always has the word liberty written above George Washington's head, and a nickel doesn't have that. So that's one way to tell that it's a quarter, the word liberty. Liberty. All right, the back of my quarter, and then 25 cents written with a dollar sign, and 25 cents written with the cent symbol. All right, so you should be done. Make sure you clean up your area. That's not your grown-up's job, that's yours. And here it is. I'll include a picture in our math slide so that you can see it and compare and make sure that yours looks like mine. All right, when you are done with this, you are going to do the Boom Deck card for today. And then if you have time, you can hop onto Prodigy and spend 10 minutes doing Prodigy. All right, good luck. I hope that this is helpful for you. Remember, keep this in a safe spot after you've done it. You might want this next to you when you're doing the boom deck, because you can look at what's on the boom deck and then you can say, that's a dime, that's worth 10 cents. And it will be a great resource for you. All right, have fun.